Hey everybody, welcome to the 9 Mile Swamp. I apologize that we're a little late. I was actually observing the time-honored rule that was taught to me by my late friend Steve Berg, who a lot of people around here knew. He lived locally. He was an amazing guitar player. He played with Frank Sinatra. He played with Gladys Knight. He played with Aretha, and he was the guitar player on Billy Joel's "Just the Way You Are," which oftentimes gave him drinking money to go out on. We used to party on Billy Joel money. But here's what he taught me: before the first set, always pee. So that's I wasn't paying attention to the time.
Too much information.
Oh, well, wait till you'll see what's coming later tonight. If you think that was shocking, we have much worse than that coming up. So I hope you're enticed and interested. And we're going to start out with a little love song called Prospect Park.
Hey, I'm not even done sharing. You have
Hi,
to do
Marilyn.
a little intro. You forgot to do your intro.
What was the intro? Oh, you're not ready yet. Okay.
No. Share. Get us in all our groups.
Happy Sunday.
Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prospect Park. Do you remember Prospect Park? How we made love as the dusk turned to dark. You said you wanted forever. I should have known that you'd lie. Then came the summer of bliss. The taste of wine was the taste of your lips. I should have known where this was going. And so you left with my pride. Convicted heartbreaker, ambitious love maker, there's nothing left you can steer. Your looks are soul shaking, and so my heart's breaking. The love you gave, was it real? I bet you got out on parole to steal my heart and to vanquish my soul. I walk alone through the darkness and watch the lovers stroll by. Now all alone by the lake, the wind grows cold and the leaves start to shake. I can feel the winter coming. Soon all the leaves fall at night. breaker, ambitious love maker. There's nothing left you can steer. Your looks are so shaking, and so my heart's breaking. The love you gave was indeed, whoa, convicted heartbreaker, ambitious love maker. There's nothing left you can steer. Your looks are so shaking, and so my heart's breaking. The love you gave wasn't real. Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We haven't played that for a long time,
Yeah.
so.
All right,
so that felt really good.
So hellos to Ruthie. Did you say hi to Ruthie?
Hi, Ruthie.
Hi, Ruthie and Finn.
Finn,
Happy
hi, Finn.
Sunday.
Happy
Hi, Mom.
Sunday.
Mom's watching. Jane. Happy Sunday, Jane. Hi, Joe Giglio. Another good show today. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Every Sunday at 2. Well, we hope it's every Sunday at 2. He's been doing it recently. And John T. Walsh Jr. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us. If you have joined us and you haven't dropped us a line, we'd love to hear from you if you'd like to do so. Oh, I need my harmonica for this. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Oh, you know what? It's not. Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm in the key you're in.
All right, it didn't sound
however,
right.
would you do me a favor? Could you find
Sure.
the lyrics to that? Because I think I might need them.
Yeah, we
This is
do
a
this thing
song
where you
called
turn the page.
Darcy Farrow. And it was one of those, it was like sort of a thing, I think. I'm not sure, but it's sort of a thing in the late 60s to write songs, fresh songs, you know, and pass them off as older folk songs, just for a kind of a lark. And I used to think that this was one of those songs, and it might, who knows, it might have been that way at first.
Steve Gillette.
But it was written by Steve Gillette
And Thomas Campbell.
And Thomas Campbell.
Yes, and
right.
this is a song we're going to play especially for Judith Stahl.
And if you want to hear a really beautiful version of it, the beautiful version of it was recorded by Ian and Sylvia. Where the Walker runs down to the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name. The daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she, and the sweetest flower that blooms over the range. Her voice was as sweet as the sugar candy, her touch was as soft as a bed of goose down. Her eyes shone bright like the pretty lights that shine in the night out of Yarrington town. She was courted by young Vandermeer, and quite handsome was he, as I hear. He brought her silver rings and lacy things, and she promised to wed before the snows fell that year. But a pony did stumble and she did fall. Her dying touched the hearts of us one and all. Young Vandy in his pain put a bullet through his brain. We buried them together as the snows began to fall. Take it, baby. They sing of Darcy Farrow where the Truckee runs through. They sing of her beauty in Virginia City too. two. At dusty sundown, to her name they drink around. And two young bandy whose love was true. Where the Walker runs down to the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name. The daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she, the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the range. And that was Darcy Farrow, written by Steve Gillette and Thomas Campbell.
Yeah.
And that brings us to
We're going to do Startin Line.
Startin Line. Yeah, that was a good decision. Are you ready?
I don't know if am I starting with.
No. I remember when you wrote to me, you thought you'd hit the wall. I remember how relieved I was when you picked up on my call. Well, there's so much to believe in, and there's one thing you should know, that we're 1 foot over the starting line, the other said to go. Some folks have a lot to give, some a lot to take. For myself, I know all I could, picking up on my mistakes. Well, there's so much for the learning, and there's one thing you should know, that we're 1 foot over the starting line, the other said to go. Sometimes it seems we fight too much, much better to let the younger dreams all die. But there's so many places to go, and we're just 1 foot over the starting line. Sometimes it seems we fight too much, much better to let the younger dreams all die. But there's so many places to go, and we're just 1 foot over the starting line. Well, people used to tell me I was destined to go far. Well, I went far down to the bottom of the lonely sawdust bars. But you know, it doesn't matter if I've got one more song to show, that we're 1 foot over the starting line, the other said to go. Yes, we're just 1 foot over the starting line, the other Hi,
Thanks
Jane.
for joining us.
And Wanda, good to see you. It's so nice to see names, you know.
Yes, it is.
Because you wonder, I mean, we could be doing this in a vacuum. But thank you so much, everybody. It's nice to
Yes.
see you.
Oh, we're going in the back.
Okay, what do we got here? All Our Fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this song is was a song I read after I took some courses on Native American history and anthropology, and my head was really full of it. I read everything on the course outline, as I usually do, even the ones that weren't required or tested on, and I really loved the subject, and I walked away from it thinking that, thinking about acculturation, we've robbed the people to a great extent of their culture. And then we've robbed ourselves of our culture. Like the commercialism has done that. Even our own culture has been almost taken away from us. So it's one of those things about technology and modernism and highways and cars and all those things that happen, and society doesn't really catch up to it. Imagine that we're living in a world full of science, and yet a huge part of the population doesn't trust science. That so much science happens when you turn the key in your automobile, and yet people doubt. Enough of that.
Yes.
So this is called All Our Fathers, and it's ostensibly a song about Native Americans, and it really is, but it's also a song about us. We who have come from this forest, we who have come from this land, we who would sift for an answer, sitting on ancestral sands, rivers of silver we've drifted on, and there's gold in the sunset as it fades fast away. I'll build a fire against nightfall, safe by its side you will stay. Sit by the fire I've been keeping, sit by my fire until dawn, while you were so sweetly sleeping. All our fathers have gone, back in the city so distant, men in a circle of pain, hands that once worked for subsistence, reach for a bottle of grain. Lonely girl sits in a motel room while the radio drowns out the sound of her child. Lonely girl opens the window, radio sings to the night. Sit by the fire I've been keeping, sit by my fire until dawn. them. And songs we'll remember for just a while they keep out the shadow that stalks in the night. We in the circle were singing, stones in a circle survive. Sit by the fire I've been keeping. Sit by my fire until dawn. While you were so sweetly sleeping, all our fathers have gone. Sit by the fire I've been keeping. Sit by my fire until dawn. While you were so sweetly sleeping, all our fathers have gone. Yeah, all our fathers. There were a couple new things in there.
Yeah, it was pretty fancy.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll have to listen back and find out. I very often have a hard time sticking to some of the little instrumental things that I do. I like to change things up. So, boy, we got some doozies of poems for you. I was thinking to myself today when I was going to pick out poems that the last couple weeks might have been a little dull, so I went to the wild extreme. So
Woo!
we're gonna.
Very wild.
So
yes.
if you're squeamish, this may not be
No,
the
I don't
section
know
of
if
you.
squeamish
It's the time
is-
to get some ice cream or
I
fill
don't
your
think
wine glass.
squeamish is the right word, but
Sweetness.
I want to say hi to Michael. Michael, I'm glad that you were watching the whole time. I was worried about you there, that we didn't see you right away, but I hope that you heal quickly. And thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Michael has some broken ribs.
Well, I don't know if he wants that all public.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
Oh.
I'm sorry. Whoops. But anyway.
Oh, Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. Thank you for joining us. I'm just looking back to see if anybody joined us that I missed. And if you missed Joe Giglio today, 2 o'clock, man, you got to tune in next week on Facebook. Joe Giglio, 2 o'clock on Facebook. Great way to spend your afternoon listening to him play guitar and sing and watch his cat come over and knock over his music and all that fun stuff.
So this is my third Robert Herrick night in 2 years. I bet you there will be more. I really love Robert Herrick. He was an acquaintance of William Shakespeare, and he was one of the poets and artists that were part of what was called the Tribe of Ben. And the Tribe of Ben meant all the guys that went drinking at the Mermaid Tavern with the great playwright and poet Ben Jonson. And it was pretty raucous, apparently. It is said that the Mermaid Tavern kept a wheelbarrow in back so that at the end of the night they could take Ben Jonson home. But Herrick came from that. What's really remarkable about Herrick is that he was a priest. And if you keep that in mind while I'm reading this, your eyes are gonna go around your head, or you're gonna bug out. This is a really sweet one. By the way, I've imitated Herrick in some of my lyric writing, and as Herrick has a character named Julius, so do I. I've stolen that from him, sort of an homage to him. This is called The Night Piece to Julia, and it's just magical. Her eyes the glowworm lend thee, the shooting stars attend thee, and the elves also, whose little eyes glow like the sparks of fire, befriend thee. No will-o'-the-wisp mislight thee, nor snake or slow worm bite thee, but on on thy way, not making a stay, since ghost there's none to affright thee. Let not the dark thee cumber. What though the moon does slumber? The stars of the night will lend thee their light, like tapers, clear without number. Then, Julia, let me woo thee thus, thus to come unto me. And when I shall meet thy silvery feet, my soul I'll pour into thee. There's that little erotic twist.
Well, that one's a little nice. I
Herrick,
like
but
that.
it's so sweet,
Yes,
right?
yes.
The next ones are kind of hysterical. And I think really remarkable too, because when you think about it, as far as I know, the last, under the English system, the last major witchcraft trial or event happened in 1620 in Salem, even though that was in the colonies. It was sort of under the English system where people were convicted not for conspiracy, which wound up in the death of thousands and thousands of people in Europe, but for evil eye and stuff like that, and making milk go bad and crazy stuff like that. So not as many people were hanged in England as were burned in Europe, but in 1620 it was still going on, and yet here is Robert Herrick, and he's writing down spells. 16.
I just have to tell you before
Yeah.
you read, John Martucci has joined us, and
Hi,
John
John.
is one of the best songwriters in the area.
Yeah,
so,
sure is.
So you'll appreciate.
And
this,
boy,
John.
if you look at John Martucci's, that's Martucci. Look at his pages. One page it's drawings, and you want to see some really remarkable sketches and drawings. He's a very talented man. Thank you, John. It's good to see you. This one is so anyway. We're doing spells and charms right now, and this is called Charms, and it involves a holy wafer. Bring the holy crust of bread, lay it underneath the head. 'Tis a certain charm to keep hags away while children sleep. Hags, of course, hag is another word for a witch, of course. We use hag to describe negatively older women, which is really unfair, but hag in this meant witch. So when you call someone a hag, you're calling them a witch. This is another one. I love this one. Let the superstitious wife near the child's heart lay a knife. Point be up and half to be down, while she gossips to the town. This, amongst other mystic charms, keeps the sleeping child from harms. How nice of him, really, you know? It's like, boy. Here's another one. Yeah, this is the one I like, and this one I think would be a real formula for dealing with what that fellow with the strange hair calls a witch hunt. And maybe we should try this. I don't really know. I agree with him. It's a witch hunt, but I also think that he's a witch. So you'll like this. And house in here means trap. To house the hag, you must do this. Commix with meal a little piss of him bewitched, and then forthwith make a little wafer or a cake, and this rawly baked will bring the old hag in. No surer thing. Yeah, okay.
Is this from a priest?
This is from a priest. And this one is great. Judy, this one is for you. This one is a charm for stables. It was often believed that witches, that people believe witches flew on broomsticks. And the only reason anybody believed that is because a soldier said he pointed his gun up in the air and a witch fell down. And because of that, people believed that witches flew, and also because they couldn't understand how witches can fly in the Alps. So they imagined they could take broomsticks and fly from peak to peak.
That's how I get around.
But aside from that, but they also believed that witches would steal horses, and they could really use the horses to give them extra powers. And when the horses were returned, they would be, of course, sweaty and not cleaned off. So they'd be sweaty and frothy and not only that, but their manes and their tails would be full of knots. So this is the charm you need to prevent that from happening. And Judy, you can do this to prevent any harm coming to Buster. To house the hag, you must Oh, sorry, that's not it. Here it is. Another charm for stables. Hang up hooks and shears to scare hence the hag that rides the mare, till they be all over wet with the mire and the sweat. This observed, the manes shall be of your horses all not free. So that's some pretty good advice. If you happen to have a horse, you might want to keep that in mind. And we have saved the triple X one to last.
Triple X.
Double X. X?
Double X. Triple O.
YZ? Okay. Why at all? This one is, and remember, this is our priest, Robert Herrick. This one is called the Vine. It is divine.
Wait, I have to cover my ears.
Cover your ears, please. You don't want to hear this.
Just kidding.
I dreamed this mortal part of mine was metamorphosed to a vine, which crawling one in every way enthralled my dainty Lucia. Methought her long small legs and thighs I with my tendrils did surprise. Her belly, buttocks, and her waist by my soft nervelets were embraced. About her head I writhing hung, and with rich clusters, grapes, hid among the leaves, her temples I behung, so that my Lucia seemed to me young Bacchus ravished by his tree. My curls about her neck did crawl, and arms and hands they did enthrall, so that she could not freely stir. All parts there made me prisoner. But when I crept with leaves to hide those parts which maids keep unespied, such fleeting pleasures there I took, that with the fancy I awoke, and found, ah me, this flesh of mine more like a stock than like a vine.
Wait, I don't get it.
That's not surprising, darling. So maybe we should do, before we pick up the electric guitar. Oh wait, we can do it on electric guitar. Maybe we should do Julia in running shoes.
Julia in running shoes.
It kind of goes with the spirit of
right.
it. Kind of goes with the spirit of the Herrick poem.
So
doesn't
Julia, I'm glad Julia is a fictional character in your storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay. Julia in running shoes. We've got a whole slew of Julia songs, and you can find some of them on our albums. Go to kurthenry.com or dognoseband.com.
Whoop.
If you purchase one of our CDs, we will match the price and give that money to our local food pantry.
Okay.
And
gotta
we'll
do a
also
quick
send you
tune-up here.
a free dog nose sticker. You can request more than one. One for your car, one for your neighbor's car. You don't have to tell them, just go over and sneak over and put it on.
And
That's not very
remember,
nice.
dog nose is the answer to all life's deepest mysteries. If you can't answer a question, you can always say,
Like,
oh,
where did I
dog
leave
nose.
my wallet?
Where did I leave my
Dog
wallet?
nose.
No. I know.
Oh, that's not one of life's mysterious questions.
That's one of those worm eye things. You know, worm eye?
Where am I?
Where
am I?
where
in
my-
the,
where are my
we're in-
keys?
We're in the 9 Mile Swamp. Hey, you caught me with your
Sorry, John.
guitar.
Yeah, this should be.
Oh, your
Oh.
amps not on.
No, it's not even that. Oh, it is. I didn't turn my
All
amp
these
on.
technical difficulties. My
Well, it used to be
goodness.
turned on. I don't know.
Oh, it was turned on before when you had it on.
Yeah.
Right. That was the comedy section.
It's just as easy as 4, 5, and 6 when you are playing each sexy love trick. You're taking pleasure as I run faster. I slip and falter, sweet soft desire. best I can do.
Best I can do. No wonder.
Diogenes, that's your name for me. You say our love is fate's decree. For me, I see the snow fall through the trees. I gotta drive on soon before the roadways freeze. You say you want me to be there. You say I answered all your prayers. Will I turn my eyes while you just stare at the incarnation of your misplaced cares? And you say you need me. I guess I need you too. Babe, believe me, it's the best that I can do. Well, you can laugh at such an aged child. You can cry for all his thoughts growing wild. And just don't judge him, 'cause this ain't no trial. Though he'll take and hope to return somewhat. Yeah, I'll be true to me before I'm true to you. I've heard 1,000 genres, I'm confused. I've got 1,000 proverbs I can't use. I've got so many roads I just can't choose. You say you need me. I guess I need you too. Babe, believe me, it's the best that I can do. And you say you need me. I guess I need you too. Babe, believe me, it's the best that I can do. I'll be there beside you soon. Keep your curtains drawn in the full of the moon. In its silver light, I can read the runes. You can cast your spell into the afternoon. Though the snow falls heavy, makes no sound. It covers houses and it covers ground. Reflects all colors and it knows no bounds. It won't be long till it all melts down. You say you need me. I guess I need you too. Babe, believe me, it's the best that I can do. It's the best that I can do. Thank you so much for turning out tonight. We will see you next Sunday, and it has been another pleasure to play for you. Thank you so much for coming. We love seeing your names, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, and something else too. We picked up a last-minute show in Peekskill on Saturday, the 10th, September 10th, at 8 o'clock in their beer garden. At the Birdsall House. You can go to our website, kurthenry.com, to get more information on that, or check out.
Beautiful courtyard.
It is. Check out our Facebook pages, and thank you all for joining us. And good luck, Michael. Happy healing. Good night, Jane and Joe. And hey, Judy. Hi, girlie. Good. Thanks, Judy. We'll see. Enjoy your listening time in the morning, and we are so grateful all of you could make it. This is for you, Joe. Thanks, Ruthie. Good night, Wanda. We're so grateful you could make it. Thanks, Joe. It's a sign just for you. Thanks, John, for joining us. Hi, girly. Come visit us soon, girly.